Hey guys, Corell Cooper here with OnTheBlack.com. So a couple days ago I gave you guys my American League predictions. In tonight's post I want to talk to you guys about my predictions for National League MVP, Cy Young, and the division winners. My choice for a National League MVP in 2009 is going to be Manny Ramirez. I think if you look at Manny and the team that he's playing for and the division that he's in, I don't think that there is any other single player that can impact their division more than Manny Ramirez can impact the NL West. I think we saw it last year, what he did with the Dodgers and pretty much putting them on his back and carrying them into the playoffs. And, you know, I think him re-signing with the Dodgers does make them the favorite to win the NL West. And I think you'll see Manny have a really good year this year. And when it comes down to it, I think Manny Ramirez will be the MVP of the National League. My pick for National League Cy Young is going to be the Mets' Johan Santana. Santana won 16 games last year, and I think it's safe to assume he could have easily won 20, 21 games if it wasn't for the Mets bullpen. The Mets bullpen has been revamped this year. Santana still remains, in my opinion, the best pitcher in baseball, and I see no reason why Santana can't win the National League Cy Young this year. I look for him to have a good season, and with the backing he should get from Putz and K-Rod in the 8th and 9th innings, you know, Santana should be able to win 20 games. So my pick for National League Cy Young is going to be Johan Santana. The three teams that I'm going to pick to win the divisions are the same three teams that actually won the divisions last year. I think the Phillies will win the East, I think the Cubs will win the Central, and I think the Dodgers will win the West. The Cubs had the best record in the National League last year, and I think they're still that much better than the rest of the teams in the Central Division. You know, they've also added Milton Bradley. Bradley kind of flies under the radar sometimes, but you know, when healthy, Bradley is a really good hitter. You know, for a time last year, he led the American League in batting, and I think, you know, putting him in that lineup with the Cubs with Derek Lee and Ramirez and Soriano, I think the Cubs are going to have an excellent lineup. Their pitching staff is really good as well, so I look for the Cubs to win the NL Central. As I said earlier, I think Manny Ramirez will win the MVP, and I think he will lead the Dodgers to the Western Division title. You know, I was waiting for Manny to finally sign because, like I said, I think he determines what's going to happen in the West. You know, he carries the West on his back, I think, and him signing with the Dodgers makes them the clear favorite to win the West. And in the NL East, I know this is going to be an unpopular pick with a lot of my fellow Mets fans out there, but you know, I think that the Phillies, I'm going to take the Phillies to win the NL East for now. You know, the Phillies have won the East the last 2 years. You know, regardless of whether the Mets have given away a division or not, the Phillies have been the team standing at the end of the season the last 2 seasons. They're the world champions, and until the Mets prove that they're not going to collapse late in the season again, I'm going to stick with the Phillies to win the NL East. Now, for all my fellow Mets fans out there, my wild card prediction is going to be the New York Mets. The Mets finished 1 game out of the wild card last year with, you know, collapsing at the end of the season for the 2nd year in a row. They lost out to the wild card to the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers, of course, don't have Sabathia this year. I think that the Mets are good enough on paper right now where they could contend. They could possibly win the division, but I think that the wild card is much more likely for this Mets team. So I'm going to pick the Mets to win the wild card. Now, other teams to watch out for, I think you really have to watch out for the Marlins. I think the Marlins are going to continue to get better. I think they will win more games this year than they did last year. And I think Hanley Ramirez will be in the MVP conversations. He is one of the best, if not the best player in baseball. And, you know, as he continues to improve and become more seasoned, you know, I think he can carry the Florida Marlins for some time now. They have some good young pitching as well too. So, you know, a team to watch will be the Marlins. I also think you need to watch the Cardinals. You know, no matter what lineup Tony La Russa puts together, the Cardinals always seem to be in the mix. And with a healthy Albert Pujols, they could be a team to watch out for as well. And then I also think you need to kind of keep an eye on the San Francisco Giants. You know, with their pitching rotation of Lincecum and Randy Johnson, and you know, if Barry Zito turns it around, and Matt Cain, you know, that's a pretty formidable pitching rotation. Now, granted, they don't have much in the way of offense, but their pitching rotation in the Western Division, which I think is the weakest of the three divisions in the National League, you know, anything can happen. So a team to watch also is the San Francisco Giants. So guys, those are my National League predictions for MVP, Cy Young, the division winners, the wild card, and teams to watch. Would love to hear your comments. Let me know what you think, and talk to you soon.